a user named Howard. He always loved the Pokemon games and the anime. He particularly remembered playing the original games that are Red, Blue and Yellow. He found in a small second-hand shop an old cartridge of the Pokemon Yellow game and also an old Game Boy Color to play it on. He purchased it and then took him home and began to play. Only when he turned the Game Boy on, he found that there was no sound. Not being surprised, as it was an old game and was over 20 years old, he carried on with it anyway. But on the home screen of the game, he noticed that Pikachu, the video game's mascot of that game, had no eyes. Anyway, he saw the beginning screen. There was options: continue or new game. He attempted to press continue, but he could not go on it for some strange reason. Assuming the game was pre-owned as well, cause how else would it say continue game? He opted to go on to new game, and when he did, he saw the Kanto region professor, Professor Oak, only he was missing his limbs. Of course, when he got onto the game, things got more bizarre. Pallet Town, where the game begins, was glitched and all sort of messed up. Again, thinking this is nothing but a old game and it's full of glitches. He, however, continued to play, and when he got into the long grass, he found Pokemon that should not be there. In the beginning of the game in the long grass, you will usually encounter Pikachu, as the yellow version is more of an adaptation and closer to the anime TV show. And you would usually come across Pidgeys or Rattatas, but in this he found Cubones, Gengars, Alakazams, which you should not find in the game that early. In fact, a Gengar and an Alakazam you shouldn't find at all. Anyhow, he then made it to Professor Oak's lab, and all of a sudden the screen was just black. Till it came up and he made it to Viridian City. And he had nowhere to go but the Pokemon Center. Entering that, he didn't see Nurse Joy, but he did see her Chansey there, which let out a horrifying loud scream. The player found himself in a battle with the Chansey. Of course, at this point, every wild encounter he had with a Pokemon, he couldn't battle them, he could only run. But this time, with this Chansey, he couldn't run. The Chansey, however, disappeared, and then appearing before him was Chakpik, Chakipa, Pikachu spelt backwards. And of course, he could not run still. And the Pikachu name spelt backwards, which I won't attempt to pronounce again, won the battle. And then, of course, the game cut off. And then the speech bubbles started to become nonsensical, until there was a bar on the game that said Cursed Forever. He switched it off and on again, and the same thing remained. Cursed Forever on the Game Boy. And of course he has never played the game since.